Yes, we do. Thank you.
So Deepa, I want to thank you for the possibility to give these presentations or this how do you call it, uh, a small pitch. I have two goals in my life, and one of is that we can carefree boating, but the other one is that we have less plastic in our world, and that's also the reason I developed a tool for it. Yes, and why? Okay. So I'm Robert van der Plas from the Zeerop. We had a journey for 2.5 years. We started after COVID, Diane and I, and we did about 20,000 sea miles in 2.5 years from the Netherlands to Cabo Verde, Frans Guyana, Panama, Jamaica, and at this moment we are in Nova Scotia, where the Brehorn is on shore. And next year we have planned to go to Newfoundland and Greenland and back to Newfoundland. Because all the years we sailed are for this moment stopped, and we only can go for, let's say, 3 months. Our journey. Maintenance was a daily task, depending on the passage. I would start with the major jobs after a crossing, and after every crossing, I checked the rigging every 400 miles and also the bolts of the steering system. The engine-related tasks were usually scheduled after a certain number of hours: oil, impeller replacement, and tank cleaning. Our recurring challenges was knowing where and what was the latest status of what we did. Where did I log it? In the logbook or on another intelligent mobile. But we still experienced that we had 3 major breakdowns in our journey, and all 3 could have been avoided if we had read and correctly interpret the manual. In Cadiz, for example, the carbon brushes of our boat thruster were almost completely worn out. The result was a big damage to our neighbor boat. We fixed it properly with them, but the stress was intense because we use it if it is a heavy wind. In Frans Guyana, where we anchored on the Kourou River, it was cloudy and rainy for several days, so the sun panels didn't give electricity, but also the alternator, our main power source. And after 2 days, we discovered that the temperature sensor was faulty, and after reconfiguring it, the problem was solved. Finally, in the place where you are, Dietmar, in Panama, the drive belt of our furler failed, and after replacement, it broke again. Then we went through the manual, very careful and very precise, and then we covered that we had to send the furler back to the Celdane factory for the big service. Fortunately, one of the shipyard owners brought the new furler with them to Costa Rica, so problem solved at that moment. The app, commonly known as the BMP, was developed for sailing boats and motorboats. The goal is to enable safe and carefree boating by setting up the app. All become clearly organized. If you also store all your most important boat documents in your personal BMP Dropbox, nothing can go wrong. Everything is always at hand. If you describe the intended peace of mind, it comes down to the following. By using the app, you always have access to all your technical specifications, which can be shared with an engineer or with a yard. You have no need to go to the boat. The document is always with you. A digital archive for all your essential boat documents is there. Maintenance tasks divided by time or mileage, creating a part-based and well-structured maintenance schedule. Downloading the app is very easy. We have two demo boats in it, a Bavaria and a One Glider runabout. And you can easily log in with your Apple ID or your Google account, and you can create your personal BMP. To set up your sailing yacht, a few steps are required. First, you create a new boat. Two demo boats are already included, but you add a new boat. And after creating your boat, you can configure the settings and update it with a nice photo. Next, you select a number of parts from the database, which is currently contains over 3,000 items. All of the items are converted by an AI agent into maintenance tasks listed based on time or on nautical miles. If a manual isn't available, you can easily upload your own. This can be downloaded from the internet or created as a PDF from your physical manual. Once added, you can easily assign maintenance tasks to the specific part. Once your BMP is set up, all your manuals are available in one place and always within reach. In some cases, even the catalog of your main suppliers is included. I use always the Vetus catalog. In addition, you can upload all your essential products documents to your personal Dropbox created within BMP. You also can connect your own Dropbox to BMP, and this gives you a clear digital archive. I will now show you a screen recording so you can see how everything works. I now select the Xerox and I go to the parts and I go to add a new part. Now I go to the database and I select an anchor, and then I have a list with products, and I take a Lumar, I select the part I want. I select where I store it on the boat, the installation date, because that's the starting date of all your time-related parts. You see here all the parts or all the tasks from that product. If you upload the manual, it's on your mobile at this moment or on your iPad. You can change, you can look to it, double check it. I now go to the to-dos. You see all daily, weekly, monthly. And you see, in this case, all the tasks you have to do next year. There is nothing to do on my list. And this is my personal BMP. And you see, I go to the document of the customs, always with me. With BMP, maintenance is clearly organized, with tasks divided into daily, monthly, yearly. This also makes the maintenance frequency immediately visible. I will now show you two examples. The first is the carbon brushes on the anchor. You see it at your left side. You can see that you have to maintain every year. You have to do it by an engineer, and you can have to replace the brushes. At the right side, you see the screen of the APIR from Ocean, and there it shows you that you have to replace every 2 years the battery, and you can do it by your own. Two small examples on a safety product and on a part of your sailing boat. If you have a problem and you enter the harbor, you search with Google and will select an engineer or a yard. And at that moment, there is a possibility that you send your manual because you have a problem, or you send your full equipment of your boat with a link to the yard or to the engineer. If they see your product, they can take and make the decision what are the next steps to be taken. For security reasons, the link will be only there for 7 days, and after 7 days it don't work anymore. It's only a view function. At the left side of your screen, you also can see that you can update your mileage of your hours, your boat storage that is required from insurance. That is the reason we built it in, that you can say, I'm here. We are now East River onshore with our boat, and the period we have put in, and that is what we sent by email to our insurer. If you sell your boat, you can easily transfer it by ownership. But what we saw in the sheet before, you also have a share link, and you see it here, you copy it, and you easily pass it in WhatsApp. And if you click on it or send it by email, the yard will see this information and can at that moment select the part, and he has all the tasks you did, but he has also the tasks you have to do and the manual available. So very easy, and it's not time consuming. The way I want to solve a little bit the plastic is that I give 20% of the revenue to the ocean cleanup. They are focused on the big plastic mess in the ocean, and they give money to the 4Ocean, and that are guys who are more local. They started in Asia. They are cleaning the beaches and the river, and also they teach the local fishermen and the local environment how important it is to clean up the world. So easy, download it, go to the website, download it on your tablet or download it on your mobile. And then you can work with it. And for 6 months for free. So be my guest. So thank you for joining. It's a very small audience, but in my mind we have 100 people from Ocean Posse. So if there are questions, I can go through them with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robert. Very informative, and I just downloaded it. I created my vessel's entry, so I really appreciate it. I'm going to go to Brian. He seems like a nice techie guy. I'm sure you'll have some questions, and then I'll throw mine in at the back end of it.
Robert, thank you, and welcome from the Netherlands to this worldwide Zoom. What is the cost for the program after 6 months?
4 euros a month.
Is there an annual discount if you pay all at once?
No. That's not what we build in.
Okay.
No.
I currently am using a vessel management system for our trawler, which it's much more complicated than our sailboat. And where I'm using what's called Vessel Vanguard, and they actually upload all the manuals for you. You tell them what you have, and then they upload all the manuals. So and then they populate the frequency of when I have to do everything. What I hear about the program is that it's a lot cheaper, but it's also more user you have to upload the manuals yourself if they're not there. And do you need then to import the frequency, like 30 hours? You would have to put in the time.
No, that's all there. So all
It's
the
all there.
manuals, they go by an AI agent. We programmed the agent, and he collect all the maintenance issues out of the manuals.
Okay. Oh, good. So that's great. Well, I might try for my sailboat. I've always lacked a good maintenance program for my sailboat. For my trawler, I actually find it overwhelming with all of the items I have to attend to. I might at times have 90 different items that I have to be looking at. Some are as simple as inspect, and so they're not big deals, and others are more time consuming and the burden. So it's nice to see an alternative that is simpler, cheaper, and hopefully more compatible for our sailboat.
Yeah, but what we figured out is also that you have to take the main issues to check. So because every supplier thinks I have a manual, and you have to take care for it, and then you have 90 parts in your boat, and then you are busy the whole days. So we think you have to take the let's say the 20% main items on a boat to look after. So a winch you have to clean every half year. The valves on your hull you have to check, let's say every 3 to 4 months. Things like that you can build in. The rigging, I think if you do a crossing, you have to check it before and after a crossing. Things like that.
Yeah, that's all very prudent. And I
Yeah.
would think having your program would help with a good resale of your boat. I mean, every boat you have, you will be selling it at some point.
Yeah.
And having this record is great to have. When I buy boats, one boat I bought, I asked him if he had any documentation. He just pointed to his head and says it's all up there, which was of no help to me.
Yeah,
Or they give you a big box or things like that. Yeah.
I have been using an old Excel printed out spreadsheet to log all the maintenance tasks, but this is after I do them. What I like about your program is it can basically tell me, okay, Dietmar, not time to drink the rum yet. You have to do these following checkpoints, or get somebody to do it for you. I really love the fact that, I mean, for me, I have a catamaran, so I have twice the trouble, right? So for me, I would have to figure out how to enter both engines and all these things. Also, I like the integration of being able to send a particular manual to a service provider. And I totally see the opportunity to have service providers really recommend this product for you around the world because, yes, it's still written, many things are still in Dutch, but I can see, with a few clicks, you can obviously make this available in Spanish or you can make it available in Portuguese. So for me, it's a real good opportunity to tie some of the better service providers that we encounter around the world into this and hopefully give you a bigger platform. But the pricing is right, and I'm sure you constantly, like most software, you constantly are innovating and adding new features to it. So I can't wait to start using it and then, get feedback from you and hopefully make this available to everybody.
Yeah, what we find out at this moment is that and that's the reason I want that it is we have now about 1,000 users, so that's
Yeah,
not so much. But
that's
there is a
good.
start.
Yeah.
If you look to the plastic in the world, it's a lot of money we need there. So I hope that there is a way that we find the killer feature. So by an insurer or by the Yanmar, if we look to the car manufacturers, they are much better organized than the boat suppliers.
Yes.
They don't look after maintaining. But
Yeah.
so I'm happy that Brian already used the vessel vanguard, so he knows it's important to maintenance and to schedule it and things like that. Yeah.
When I logged on to download it, it asked me a question if I was member of a particular Dutch society.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Maybe
you can just
we
say
could do
no.
something. Yeah, but maybe we could do something similar for the Ocean Posse. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, but I also think about some of these things for you. So
Yeah, perfect. Well, Brian, do you have any other questions? Are you gonna check it out?
Yes, I will. And I'm actually uh, uh, I'm intrigued by it. I really need something for my sailboat. It does raise a question. My sailboat is very simple. It has an engine, it has a windlass. The water maker isn't being used, has been used in 20 years, and it has winches. I'm not sure I really need much of a spreadsheet. I could just take the approach every year in January, change the oil and the impeller, and just do that. So maybe you can help me understand for the simplest boat, why would I want this program? And I could help answer that. Is one is it provides documentation of the work being done, and it's shareable that I could easily pass it forward. And it also, helps provide resale value. But could you add to those positive aspects? Why, for a simple boat that has just an engine, and
yeah, but you have anti-fouling, you have an engine, you have papers of your boat. When did you buy it? You have papers for your insurance, things like that. So it's all the stuff of your boat. And then maybe the $4 is too much. So what we did in the Netherlands, if you have a smaller boat like a sloop, then the price is very low. It's about $2 or something like that, because then you also have less spare parts.
Yeah.
it raises a question, I guess you mentioned about boat documentation. What sort of security do you have? I've become very protective of my documentation for anything online, and people ask me for information, and I won't give it to them because they're not secure. So how do you address site security?
What we do in the let's call it the boat documentation, like the parts and things like that, and the task list and what you did, that is stored by AWS on the server, and that is there's only an ID, so no, not your email or your Apple ID. So that there is, if you find it, it's nothing because you don't know anything. And if you put, like me, the customs documentation and the insurance documentation, we put that in Dropbox because we use the free way of using Dropbox. That's about 1 GB of storage, and they have to take care of the safety. So we didn't build our own file management system because we never can do that so good as guys like Dropbox.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and AWS, as a server platform, is of course widely distributed and used with the API. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you make an app like we did, then you have to go to the big boys, huh? You have to
Yeah.
go to Azure or to
Yeah.
AWS. Otherwise, you can't go to
Yeah.
Google Store Play and Apple. And it's not so easy to
Yeah.
set up there
Yeah.
an app like we did with the storage, etc. They are reviewing and asking questions, etc. Because you
Um,
have to make it safe.
One other question. I have a lot of my PDFs on a Google Drive, for my boat. That's just where I've
Mhm.
stored them. Is it also possible to upload from a web page, or do I always have to use the app?
No, at this moment, we only have an app for for your mobile or for your
Okay.
tablet.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
So you cannot use it on a desktop?
Not for this moment.
Okay.
If I
Yeah.
have more users, Brian, that one of the things that like Google Drive, yeah, you have to make choices.
Well, you can upload from a Google Drive. That's easy. I mean, but it's obviously I like bigger screens. I'm an old school guy, so I'm very not happy with small screens.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Robert, very, very much. I'm going to put some things into Corinthia and make it and give it a good whirl. And thank you very much for taking the time and demoing this. And we look forward to working with you.
And I will bring the Ocean Posse on a nice place into the app in the next release.
Okay, good. No worries. Thank you.
Robert,
Okay.
thank you. And
Thank
Mark.
you.